Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome to Weaves of Waves. Well, it's a rainy, misty Thursday morning here, and I've got to go work in a garden. So it's fun, but yep. Let's see if it's rainy and misty where I'm going to, but see how it turns out. But that's the joys of the English weather. Yeah, we have blazing hot sunshine, and then we have misty, cold, wet, miserable. I mean, I love the sunshine, I do. It's too bright for me, but it's nice and warm. I like being warm. I guess that trumps it all, really. So, how is things? How's peoples? I miss peoples. I miss chatting away to peoples. And I have done a few times with friends last week, and I realized how much I miss chatting with people. But it's the sign of the times. We move, we adapt, we change. We find new ways, new purpose, and I can talk to you. And thank you very much for your responses. Yeah, it's an interesting game. It's a sort of, I'm spouting my bollocks. I don't have manipulation. I don't have any rhyme or reason. I just want someone to talk to. I guess it's that sad. So, I've done one on reading. I've done one on spelling. I want to talk to you about writing. Now, you may have noticed I do little rhymes. Now, I've never really been sure what to call these. They're rhymes, they're poetry. I used to think they were songs without music, or they had their own music, because I can't write. I can write music. I learned it at school, but I don't play an instrument. So, whereas I did the flute, the recorder, and the violin at one stage, yeah, in the last 30, 40 years, I haven't played much musical instrument. I have a tongue drum, which is awesome, but I'm still learning how to use it. Yeah, I've looked at various stringed instruments, and yeah, I'm still looking. Drums and stuff, yeah, absolutely. None of them have really called. Oh, look, cows. Okay, I'm going to be sitting here for a while. I might as well chat to you. So there we go. So yeah, the music is beautiful, and I love listening to it. I'm much more of a dancer than I am a player, I guess. I've just got a belly dancing belt. Yeah. And it's wonderful. It makes all these little ting, ting, ting. I used to have one, and this one is beautiful. It's movements, the movements, and they resonate. So writing to me, writing my poems and stuff is kind of like words. Words to me have power. Words have expression. Just like you've got color in it. When I paint, I use color. I love color. But when I write, I love words. Now, the English language is very, very rich. Now, I've traveled a lot, and I love the sounds of other people's languages. And I've learned French, I learned a bit of German, a little bit of Afrikaans, a little bit of Zulu, all other things like that. But English to me it's got depth, and I can use it like I use a paintbrush. And I like that. And so when I put my rhymes and my writing together, here we go, he's waving me through. There's a whole bunch of cars coming through. What a mess. Okay, can we all go? Probably not. Okay, gonna have to move. It always makes life interesting when the cows cross the road. But that's the joy of living in the country. Here we go. Yeah, no problem. Okay. So yeah, my writing to me is kind of expression, and it's a rich expression. When I write, I want to invoke, and I want to invoke images, I want to invoke tastes, sensation. All the senses have to be stimulated by a bit of writing. Now, I also want to put meaning, and some of the meanings are hidden. So hidden meanings are in my writings. I want to say something that perhaps I don't use in words out loud, but I do in written words. You can layer upon layer meaning. It's kind of like a trifle or a lasagna. You know, you just puts things in, and they trigger, or they can be allowed to trigger. So I read people's poetry for quite, deeply to see how far they can trigger me, because that's my goal, my aim, to trigger a sensation or an emotion. And it's awesome stuff. So writing and words have deep, deep, deep meaning. And when you stick them with an image, you are now talking like magic. Okay, now a lot of it is used, you've seen adverts that sort of take the piss, basically. It's used negatively. Okay, so it is a double-edged sword. It is like every other magic. You can use it for good, or you can use it for well, bad is a wrong thing, for manipulation. Manipulation also isn't bad sometimes. Manipulation can be a good thing if you are doing it for the right intentions. But again, that's morals. Morals and ethics are, something different. What you can and can't do is the whole idea, is to find out where your limits are and grow past them, and surge past all kinds of things when people tell you, oh, that's impossible. It's a lovely flow. It's a dance of words. It's a dance of emotions, of thoughts, of some of the old poems. You can see how the person thought, and there's patterns, deep, deep patterns in their poetry. Now, I don't spend an awful lot of time reading poetry. It is a bit of a dry subject when when most poems sometimes don't go that deep. The rich ones, they do go deep, and I love that. But people turn them into songs these days. Now, that again, you see, I put mine with images, they put theirs with music. And songs also are amazing, like evocative, emotion. Thank gods for music sometimes. Music, I'll have them. Yesterday I was playing full blast in my car, singing away at the top of my voice. So, it was a release. It was like, yippee, I'm alive. And music was, the beats were heavy and fast, and it was lovely. And you can really, really feel the passions move. And I love dancing at that point. You just give me some movements, because movements is all part of it. You start evolving your emotions, your thoughts, and then your physical form can move. Even if you're just waving your hands around, it's still a way of tapping into that passion, evocative movement. And words are at the base of that for me. Now, again, I've used paint. I like using paint, but my hands shake an awful lot. I have a hereditary thing that I can't often hold my hands still. It's very difficult to paint sort of detail, and I want to paint detail, and I get highly frustrated that I can't do it. But I persevere with that. The paint side of things sometimes has to wait, because if I'm gardening, my hands shake an awful lot because I'm doing physical exercise and the muscles get strained. But the words, poetry, I can do that anywhere. Comes flowing out of me. The more I use it, the more I do, more it comes better. And with these videos, I put a rhyme at the front of it, and I try. It's my description, and I try and involve things that I haven't actually said out loud, but I have said indirectly, because unlike America, we don't have free speech here. Okay, so England needs Americanizing. We need your, I think it's your First Amendment, freedom of speech. I'm not entirely sure. And we need your one that says carry guns. We need the ability to defend ourselves from our own government if necessary. With America, we don't have free speech. So I have to weave my words very carefully, and I'm a lot better at doing it on script. So I've got a blog going. If you go to my website, weavesofwaves.com, there is a blog. I do some writing. I have written a couple of books. You probably know all of that. I've written 3 books on Amazon. They're all self-published. Most of them were done a few years ago. I could do better now. It's always the way. It's like, I could do better. Absolutely, I could do better. I spot so many mistakes. I don't like reading them anymore. But anyway, there's 3 books on Amazon. One of them was a book on the autobiography of a goddess, and it's a science fiction fantasy. And I wrote about Lilith Not the goddess, but she is obviously a goddess. But I gave my archetype, how I see it, and it was a science fiction fantasy. One day I'll finish it. This is book 1 and 2. I've got to do 3 and 4 one day, but there we go. The other one is Introduction to Hidden Worlds, which I talk about chakras and auras and talismans and stuff. And the other one, of course, was Being a Psychic Vampire. So those are my 3 published books. Got a couple works in motion, but I haven't worked on them much. It's been a bit hectic. But basically, I've got Sexual Chaos. Sexual Chaos is looking at the sexual energy and seeing what a mess it is. Now, my problem with that one is that I want a solution. I don't want to just moan about something that I can't do anything about. So I want some solutions. So I've put my moan down. I've done about 5,000 words of moaning of what the problem is. I see the problem, okay? I see the problem. Right, how do we solve it? And the other one, of course, I've put shamanic vampirism or shamanic witchcraft as stripped witchcraft. Yeah, that one, the title's changed quite a few times, but I wanted to strip witchcraft of all its airy-fairy hippie stuff. Take out the new age stuff from witchcraft and go back to the older style, if you like, but bringing in a new style without all the love, light, and happy bunnies. It's a good project, and I'll get through it one day. I've also put one, I See You, which is all about my readings and stuff. So I write lots when I want to. I go into surges of work. But I like using rhyme these days because you can weave so much into rhyme. So look at what do you use? Do you use paint? Do you use dance? Do you just listen to music? I mean, I think at a lot of time the invocation of what we're trying to achieve can be done anything that you're doing reflectively. I'm driving right now, and I can really sort of tap into levels of creativity because my body is focused on staying alive, basically. I mean, even if you were playing computer games, the back of your mind is still working. You're still working out things. So it can be a form of creativity. It can be a form of sort of looking at your thoughts and seeing where you create yourself. Because I love all that. It's got to be, I'm not sure, am I alone in this? You tell me. Anyway, that's pretty much all I've got for you today. I love you lots. Take care of yourselves and each other. And please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video. Thank you. Bye now.